And we're live once again. Welcome, everybody, to Quest and Quill Facing the Frontier. This week, we're on episode 20, everybody. And we start with this episode being called Staring Down the Barrel. And let's find out why. In the last session, the party fought a boss battle against a giant crustacean-like barnacle monster that seemed to be attached to the ship and have some sort of psychic connection. After they defeated it, the connection seemed to break, and the ship sunk back into the marsh and wet swamp. They then proceeded to try and trek their way out of the swamp, having some twists and turns in the mud, and eventually deciding to hunker down underneath some trees, where some light humor ensued amongst the party, some jokes, some gags, that eventually ended up a little bit more seriously, to where we now have John with a single piece of paper ripped from Saul's notebook and a barrel stared at his face just above that. How would you two like to proceed?
So John was reading off names from the paper that he tore from the journal, and he's just like reading them, and then he lowers the paper. Then he sees a gun, and he looks surprised. What? Yo, relax. What's this about?
You made a grave error in judgment, John Morello.
You can talk?
He speaks, Frank says with one hand on his gun.
Why don't you hand me back my property, son?
Here, sorry.
Holds it up.
So what's that all about?
You know what I value more than anything in this world?
Silence.
My privacy.
Well, you could have told us earlier.
Actions speak louder than words, my friend. If I didn't talk to you, because I had nothing to say.
Damn, and here I thought we were friends.
I thought so too.
Then why you keep ragging on me, man?
You started it. Besides, what's some good-natured ribbon between two friends, huh?
Yeah, I guess.
It's not the only person he's pointed a gun at in our adventures.
It isn't?
No.
True enough. He holsters his gun.
Lula, I think your mic is not picking you up properly.
Oh, no.
I wasn't hearing anything.
I'm not saying anything at
Okay.
the moment.
You just excited exclaiming, gotcha.
Yeah.
Sorry, don't let me interrupt.
Well, it's good to hear your voice at least, Saul.
Yeah.
Sounds better than expected.
Yeah, I thought he was only capable of grunts.
Well, let's just hope he doesn't become too chatty from now on. Shall we continue?
I'm sure he's got some good stories from the good old days. Isn't that right, Saul? And he pats him on the back.
I'd prefer if we just went back to normal.
Oh, all right. We'll see if we can't loosen you up later, huh? With some whiskey.
Well, I want to say no to whiskey.
You can see Frank just sipping some of his flask as you mentioned whiskey.
Right. So I guess so. We make our way back to the village then. Onwards and upwards.
And forwards.
That's right.
That's right.
Aslan has just got his smokeless fire going and is still rather pleased with himself, I assume.
Aslan,
Yeah, wait.
you'll notice that Aslan fell asleep sometime during Lula's story. And he's been snoring in the back for quite a while now during this entire altercation.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure Frank helped with that whole smokeless fire thing. So
Yeah, you did.
It's
You,
been-
you did that too.
it's been done for a while.
Well, since
Oh, yeah, that's
Aslan's asleep.
It's nighttime now, isn't it? Or like evening or
Yeah.
something.
Yeah, we were supposed to rest. I keep forgetting.
Yeah.
You guys go ahead. I can take first watch. I'm not that tired.
Well, that's brilliant. Because I got more stories for you, John. I'll join you.
No, Lula, you really need to get your beauty sleep.
Ah, don't you worry. I'm beautiful enough as is. Now,
All right, go ahead.
Jesus.
Villains.
Frank would like to offer some tobacco to Saul as he sips his whiskey.
Well, I didn't think we had any left. Thank you kindly.
Well, you didn't ask, so
No, I didn't.
Wait, you have some whiskey still?
I do.
Well, share with your pals. Why don't you?
If I'd known
make
you'd
it
have
so?
tobacco, I may have spoken up sooner.
Well, I don't want to turn this into a party, but I guess I could share a little bit as he hands the whiskey to John.
Just a little something to wet my whistle, you know.
If I was playing anybody besides Frank, I would have made a comment about that.
Goes and he offers it to Saul, and before he goes to grab it, he asks, "Friends?"
Sure.
Well, all right.
Takes it and sips.
And then John goes and he posts up at the edge of the camp, sitting on the ground next to a tree as he pulls out his little black booklet and begins poring over it, reading it.
Real quick, Nick, what did we settle on which name was already crossed out?
I think the first one, John Romero,
Okay,
it would have been. Just to not cause more confusion
absolutely.
with people sharing the same name.
Did we want to give him a chance with anything with that, or does he got to ask?
I mean, you handed the paper back. You did read it. The first name
did
you would
read
have noticed was crossed out.
Okay.
Whatever you want to do with that is up to you.
Yeah. He won't bring it up tonight.
Wise decision.
Not enough whiskey for that.
Staring down a barrel will do that to a man.
After
Yeah. The
smoking
whiskey is
with,
for John. You know, build up the courage.
after Frank smokes some tobacco in silence with Saul, he will go to bed as as one of the earliest, apart from Aslan, who's already sleeping.
As you do, I know Saul, you definitely see it. Anybody with passive perception over 13?
I have a passive perception of 13.
13, so you see it. Aslan's
That's
asleep,
awesome.
so nothing. Lula sees it. John, you got 13?
No.
Overhead, everybody but John, who seems to be somewhat distracted by Lula's long, dragging stories, hears something overhead. ever so faint. But like a very big bird here.
I like to scramble up to my hammock at the top, the tippy top
Mhm.
of the tree line, and see if I can get a look at it. Or an outline of it, I should say, since it's dark out.
I'm gonna make you roll an active investigation check, and you have disadvantage because it's dark, and you're a human.
The plan is if I detect anything within range, I'll just turn on my lantern to get a good look at it.
Okay.
Frank would like to also kind of investigate, but more so in the sense of he just wants to see whether or not he should be worried about this thing, whether it be a danger. Apart from that, he doesn't care.
Is
As long
11
as
enough to detect if it's within range of my lantern? No.
Unfortunately, not.
Okay.
You see a figure, and it's as quickly as you could scramble up. It was out of sight in the darkness and the mists of the evening swamp. But something big just flew over you guys.
He's gonna stay up there and just kind of keep an ear open, see if he can get a beat on it again if it comes back.
Lula, isn't it past your bedtime? I think you should go to sleep now.
Lula's gonna look at John with like, what the hell, man, and he's gonna grab him by his shoulders and like force him to look up and point in his like eyesight to be like, can't you hear that? Can't you hear something coming right now? You have the eyes.
What?
You
Where?
might cut the last bit of that for me.
It was just a whole bunch of wheezing. Don't
Ah,
worry. Yeah.
that's why it was cut.
Yeah.
I was like, where? As he squints up to the night sky with his sunglasses on.
Off the
I don't see
glasses.
anything.
Take off the glasses. There's something above us. My human eyes can't see jack.
Yeah, he's searching.
I'm assuming this thing is like high up in the sky, right? Because it's not within range for the lantern. So even with 60 feet of dark vision, we wouldn't be able to see it.
No.
Okay.
It's
Okay,
more,
so
it's more than 60 feet away, even from Sol at the top of the trees.
So you
Seeing
can you can hear Frank just go, even if you don't have human eyes, even I can't see it. It's too far up.
Easy for you to say. Luna's gonna roll perception to try and point towards the direction of where it is, like with disadvantage.
Yes, please.
Frank will say, I noticed it, but I can't see what it is.
How does a 16 sound?
With disadvantage,
Yes.
you can definitely
impressive.
tell that it came from the direction of the site and moved away somewhat in the same direction that you guys are heading currently.
So it came from the direction we're going to.
No, it
No.
came from the direction it basically followed
Came
your
from the
same
crash
path.
site.
Came from the
Oh,
crash
okay.
site and is going the same direction as you.
Okay, I see what you
Luna's gonna relay this information by big noises coming from Big Squid. We got trouble. Get up. We got trouble.
Oh, come on. I can't sleep. I'm too old for this.
Then John goes ahead and tucks away his back black booklet, and he posts up like trying to hide behind a tree, stealthing.
Frank will equip his shield and just kind of stand there holding his gun.
Yeah.
Just like, he looks very annoyed that he has to be up.
John like raises his glasses, looking around.
Lula's gonna scramble over to Aslan and wake up the big furbo. Come on, Aslan, wake up, wake up, wake up.
Did somebody cast haste on Lula? Like, just going in fast mode.
He's gonna jump to his feet and be like, what?
Come on, big boy, action time.
Yeah, we need you.
He draws his 2 axes instantly.
There we go. We don't know. Saul, can you see something?
No.
What's the point of having an advantage, of taking a vantage point when you still can't see anything?
I think it's too far up, for one thing. And for another, it was daytime whenever I made this.
Fair enough. So, does this thing seem hostile, or is it like swirling around us, like in a circle, or what's it doing?
I think it just came and went, didn't
It sort of did a flyby.
it? Okay.
So it's no longer in sight.
I think it just flew over us. I think we might be fine. I'm just keeping my ears open up here. If you guys could quiet down, that would
You can see
not go
Frank
amiss.
just whispering to Lula and being like, "Really? I have to get up for this? It's just a big bird flying over. Come on, man." As Frank kind of crawls back slowly into his into like one of the lower hammocks, still holding his shield in hand.
You can't judge me. Big anything means big trouble.
I think we're safe. It just
If
flew
it
by.
flies over again, we'll just get under the canopy. Should be all right.
All right. Sorry,
Should we
Aslan. You
put
can
out
go
the
back.
fire? Maybe it can see it from above.
It's okay. And he's gonna instantly go back to sleep.
It's okay. Just lies down.
I mean, are we using the fire for anything? Is there anything cooking on it?
I guess just warmth, right?
Yeah, it's just warmth. Like it's just a smokeless fire.
Is it cold out?
Oh, that feels great.
It's not warm. It's definitely chilly, and when the wind blows, it sends a bit of a chill down your spine.
Fuck it. John's gonna kick dirt onto the. He's gonna start kicking dirt onto the fire, in case no one stops him.
Isn't it like already covered by stuff? Because it's a
No, it's
smokeless
just the
fire.
smoke.
Yeah, just smoke less. Not
It just prevents the smoke, not the
Oh,
not the light source, you know.
Soul listening out.
Fire, and then he goes back to his hiding spot.
Soul listening out. You do hear something.
Okay. Can I do an
Yeah.
active perception check to see?
Of course, yeah. I was just giving it to you with your 15.
Oh, okay. Well, let's hear that.
oh, okay, then I'm just taking it.
Yeah, I'll just take it. I'll take it.
You're sitting up there, looking into the sky, but keeping a sharp ear out as everybody finally gets a little bit quieter. And then the swamp, pretty distinctive. Ribbit, 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 ribbit.
Oh no, God.
Ribbit, ribbit. Seemingly coming from the direction that you guys yourselves came in today.
Okay.
And it's getting louder. And it's getting closer.
Okay.
People.
He's gonna scramble down. He's gonna say, "All right, we can leave. I recommend hiding in the bedrolls that I hid up in the canopy, or we could just run and leave it all behind. But we got frogs coming.
Or we can fight.
We could fight too. I don't know. I'm tired. I don't really feel like killing anybody right now. But
Say
I
we
don't
just
really feel like
I still got
leave.
200 bullets. I guess it'd be fine.
Let's grab our things and leave. No reason to risk our lives for nothing.
Well, the bedrolls are tied up. Well, I guess it's just the bed sheets.
It's gonna take too long to leave, I think.
Question.
Ribbit. You guys can all start to hear these noises in the distance. They're
Did we
getting
at least
closer.
finish Taurus? I'm so sorry.
No.
30
It
minutes.
hasn't quite been a short rest yet. You guys have been like actively looking around for stuff, actively putting up the camp. You didn't have a meal. It wasn't like chill time.
We were listening to Lula's
We were
story.
listening
That's
to-
a short rest to me.
Okay, fine. Lula's story was pretty long. I guess I'll give it to you guys.
Thank you.
Thank you, Lula.
That was convincing.
I figured it would be.
Who says I'm not a
Yeah.
nice DM?
You know, second thought, I don't think we're outrunning these. Just get ready.
All of a sudden, he's like, "Oh, you know what? I'm maybe we're good."
So I don't want to give it to you.
It's
Changes
fun.
the whole dynamic.
Yeah, that's the
No,
point.
Damn monks and warlocks.
I actually didn't use up too many of my abilities last time. It wouldn't have changed anything. It's just that they're here. They're right on top of us.
Yeah, they're too close.
It's like, yeah, we're gonna have to fight them. May as well just get ready.
Okay, well
Yeah.
I'm moving the counter down.
Yeah, Saul's gonna climb back up, and he's gonna reach. As he's going up, he's gonna find one of the branches. He's gonna be hiding next to this branch, and he's gonna have his lantern hanging there,
Mm-hmm.
and he's just gonna have a finger on it, and he's hiding. He's actively hiding. So if you want me to roll for that, I
Stealth
will.
roll, please. Yeah. The rest of you, the Albay Rodeo map is up. The tree that you guys find yourself in, you don't have to change it on the stream just yet, Diego. Where you guys are is kind of in this north section over here, and you guys have plopped yourself in this tree basically.
Okay.
So effectively, we're just going to use the top half of that map.
Are we all awake?
Are our tokens on this, or do I have the wrong?
Aslan said he went back to sleep. Unless anybody else is doing anything, the counter is counting down.
Frank
they
will
are
wake him up as
imminently upon your position.
Yeah, we
Frank-
just
Frank-
we get ready for an ambush.
Yeah,
Okay,
Frank,
would you like-
Frank will walk over to him and wake the big boy by just like slightly kicking him.
Again?
Yes, it's for real this time. It's more frog people. Come on, big boy.
Okay. He reluctantly gets up this time instead of jumping up. And he
Okay.
withdraws his weapons.
Okay. So yeah, no. Nate did ask you. Is there supposed to be tokens on this map? Because I don't see any yet.
Sorry, I reset the map, which of course took all of your tokens off. My bad.
Yeah, I figured. No problem.
They are now there.
You see my hide roll? Very good.
What was it?
28.
You are. I'm the invisible man. You can see right through me.
You are the knight.
Stealth.
I am the night. I am the darkness.
Stealth 100.
So, what are the rest of you doing? John gets ready for an ambush. Aslan wakes up and prepares his weapons. Frank and Lula. Frank woke up Aslan. Are you doing anything else?
Can Frank deploy his thing?
At the cost of a spell slot, you can. Do you have the spell slot still?
Yes, I do have a spell slot.
Then you can. Lula.
Then I will do one.
Lula checks how many bullets she's got left in her pistol, and she repositions her sword short and hand axe on her
Okay.
person for combat.
John will cast Fly on himself.
Okay.
Not Fly. He's gonna cast Fly on Aslan.
Okay. Aslan starts floating. And do you want to describe what it looks like to us, please?
Yeah. John, he's like hiding behind the tree, but then he sees that they're approaching, so he actually runs around the tree and extends a hand and puts it on Aslan's shoulder, and he just does this like all of a sudden. It seems almost like an instinctual thing to him, and he says, "Omakata uchikanaka," and you can see a green glow from behind his eyes, and there's like a soft green shimmer around Aslan's body, and all of a sudden he begins to feel weightless, and his feet stop touching the ground, and John stumbles back looking very tired, and then that's it. And
Gentlemen, I
he looks like dizzy. He
probably don't need to remind you, but if you're going to be zipping around with your sorcery, I would recommend staying below the tree line with a, I don't know, you probably look like a bug to whatever's up there.
Aslan looks pretty surprised as he starts floating in the air. He's like, whoa, whoa. And he's gonna experiment it with a a little bit flying around, but just like around the square beater area.
Could everybody please help me with some collective frog noises? As bursting through the bushes.
Which way are they coming from, by the way?
They're coming from the east. They're coming from that way, going that way.
Oh, okay. Can you put my token on the map for the thing as well? And then we can do that.
Oh yeah, of course. As you guys hear them burst through the bushes. Which one is it?
It's the ballista, force ballista.
Force ballista. As you guys hear the sound of them bursting through the bushes with a great and in the madness, you notice a red one and two of these green ones that you fought before run straight past you, not noticing you at all. And then another one, green, running behind them, sort of looks up at the lantern and then looks at the floating Leonin and goes, and they sort of stop and all turn and like look at you. And there's a moment of hesitation.
And then John says, "Irotama!" And then he shoots a beam at that one.
What? Can you put the tokens on the map where they are?
Yep.
Yeah. Also, I am
so the
not
first one.
I'm over here, I'm assuming, because
the first three ran straight past you, somewhat like that. This next one stopped right at the base of the tree, like with his like short little body knee deep in the water, and looks up at the tree. Behind him, you notice another two of these green ones, and a red one, who seemingly haven't noticed you yet. But this one has definitely noticed you, given out a warning call, and is now looking at you like, what?
Wait, which one has done this?
Before John Iro tells him. The one that stopped underneath the tree.
This one?
That one.
Yeah. Right, cool. So yeah, so John steps around the tree from his hiding place, and then he's gonna try and beam it.
Mm-hmm.
Does a 12 hit?
I don't think so, no.
Okay. And then he hits it with a 22 for the second part of his green eye beam for 13 force damage. And then he's going to run away. Hopping over the...
Oh, sorry, the 13 does hit, my bad. I'm looking at the wrong one.
Oh, it was a 12.
12 is the thing. I was looking at the wrong one.
So the first hit was 8 force damage, and the second was 13 for a total of 21 force.
As this thing just and turns into a kid's first biology experiment across this swampy water.
Nice. Yeah, he pops like a balloon of innards, and
exactly.
And he John runs and tries to leap over the water, but I guess he only has enough movement to get to here. I don't know if that's water or ground or not.
But he's flying, isn't he?
No, Aslan is.
Oh, okay.
I mean, you could make the jump. I'll say you just get to the other side, so you're on land. Like.
Okay.
You don't have to stumble through the water.
Yeah, I guess he lands into like the muddy shore of the swamp there, and yeah, that's his turn. Actually, you know what? I guess he'll I'm gonna say he'll fall over, and now he's prone too.
Frank.
So I'm assuming after the light show, all of them notice us now.
There is still some shock and confusion, yes, but they're all turning their heads as they were when the initial alarm was raised.
Okay. You know what? Yeah. So right here, shatter, please.
Where?
Hitting the 3 on the right side.
Right side.
Didn't
Okay.
you use your last slot for the cannon, or no?
Shatter is a second level spell slot.
My bad.
Cannon is a first level, and I still have a first level spell slot left after that. So it is my my last second level though, but that's fine. On 14.
Mm-hmm.
The 3 of them. Doing 20 damage.
More dice.
As
More dice. The red
Frank-
one fails, the other 2 succeed.
Okay.
So 20.
Yeah, 20. So 10 for the one that makes it, and then 10 for the 20. Yeah, you know the thing. As Frank grabs his gun out of his holster, but instead of having the barrel pointed forward, he has the butt he's holding it by the barrel as he just clanks it on the shield, and it shatters all around them.
All 3 of them turn into bloody messes immediately, like eviscerated. Still standing, but barely. You don't know how they're still holding on.
So which one is the one that failed? The red one, right?
Yeah.
I'm gonna say he goes here. I'm gonna try and hit that one with the Force Ballista.
Okay.
16 hits.
Yes, sir.
Doing a total of 13 force.
That one is blasted to smithereens. And the
Good.
force bolt pierces it, finishing the job you already started.
Good. And then he's going to position his cannon in front of him again.
Okay.
And that's the end of my turn.
My
Have fun
turn.
with that, DM.
The 2 on the right. Yeah, they're gonna run.
I wonder why.
One of them looks at his skin, which is literally covered in open wounds, like, and dives into the water and just immediately starts swimming. The other one crouches down and then boom, springs off on its long legs, it shoots off into the trees, and they're both gone. Ribbit. These 3 then stop. The first green one here, stumbling into the water. He watches as his friend just gets by force and shatter and sound and thunder, and the other one gets melted by laser beams. And they kind of decide that it's not really worth it that much, hey? So the first guy throws a spear at Frank, just because he sees. Natural 20. I'm sorry.
Eh?
It's not gonna. It's still. Oh
That's
no,
your
two. Oh
second
no, it's
natural
2
20.
d6s. Yeah, I know. It's been a good day for me, right? Different dice
still
as
doing
well. I will say different dice.
We're still doing the max roll for one of them, aren't we?
Yeah. So it's an extra.
So it's a 6
damage.
plus something.
6 plus 4, so 10.
10
10
damage.
plus 3.
13.
13 total. Yes, sir.
Okie dokie.
As the spear stabs into your side,
Ow!
and then he too dips into the water and starts swimming like hell.
Yeah, you better run.
These 2 just nope the hell out of there, both taking dash actions to run as far to the side as they can with their full movement, which is just to the edge of the map, like there. I think, yeah. 50, yeah. And that's my turn. As they try and nope the hell out of there. This one over here, he's swimming. You guys can see where he's swimming in the water, but he's technically off the map.
Off the map, yeah. I get you. Is he like far off the map or like slightly off the map?
The equivalent of 4 blocks off the map.
So 20 feet.
20,
Okay.
20 feet off the map, yeah.
Saul, your turn.
If we're still in combat, then I guess like this is just what he's going to start doing. But he's kind of like I'm treating him as like out of combat now. He's not really interested in chasing these guys down.
Mm-hmm.
Frank might want to have a shot.
Yeah, he's going to recover his lantern, and he's going to start gathering like swamp moss and stuff like that to start disguising the bedrolls up top to like just try to make them blend in with the canopy. So that we can maybe, just maybe, sleep through the night without having to deal with this.
Okay. So next up was Lula, if I'm not mistaken.
No, Aslan.
Aslan, sorry, yeah, my bad. Aslan. You doing anything with your combat round?
Yeah, Aslan is just gonna fly over to John and pick him off the ground.
Dust him off a little.
Up you go.
Lula, are you doing anything with your combat round?
What about the enemies?
I'm gonna check up on Frank.
You can see Frank with like a wound from the spear in his side. He's like already he's like in the middle of pulling it out and just dropping on the floor. He's like, ah, fuck's sake.
He glances behind him and like,
Need any help with that?
I think they're dead.
Well, that was quick.
Nobody else would like to do anything as Sol is gathering swamp moss.
I would like to shoot him.
Okay, yeah, you want to do it?
So Lula, you could just see like Frank pulling out the what was it, a spear or something, and he just goes, nothing. A little bit of sleep won't fix. And then he turns his gun around, points it at the guy, and he also shoots it with the force ballista. Whoever it hits, it hits. But he's also going to firebolt it.
The one's running or the one's swimming?
The one's running. The firebolt absolutely misses as it just as he rolls a nat 1, and his gun just doesn't fire. He just pushes the button. He like pulls the trigger, but it just doesn't fire. And he gets really confused for a second, and then he just gets his force ballista to try and shoot him as well. Which that does hit with a 21.
Yes, sir.
For 7 force damage.
The little creature, like, they got behind cover, dodging behind bushes and logs. Force ballista just fires and like shatters log. Shoots this little thing as it's running. You're a frog squeak.
You could see Frank just like kind of looking at his gun, still confused as he just calmly but a little worried puts it away, scared it's still gonna go off. As he looks at Lula and the rest of the guys and says, "Can we go to sleep now?"
Yeah, I'm hoping that they are too spooked to come back. Maybe they'll tell their friends to leave us alone.
I sure hope so. I can't do that shatter move no more. Not until I get some rest.
Don't say that too loud.
You hear as the call goes out, and then you hear another one, until eventually the swamp is filled with the sound of these loud croaks all around you.
Sol's just gonna hurry up.
How about we just gather our stuff and get the fuck out of here? I think we've bought ourselves some time. As Frank quickly starts gathering his things, getting ready to go.
If we can make it, I'm already disguising our bedrolls. They didn't see our bedrolls. If you can make it look like we got out of here, we can just hide up there for the night. They'll pass under us, and then that'll be that.
I'm not exactly the most stealthy, Saul.
As
Frank just jingles his fucking armor a little bit.
That's sort of why I would prefer us not to run through the swamp in the middle of the night with people actively hunting us. I say we trick them.
All right.
Either they're too scared to come back, or they're going to come back in numbers. And if they don't see that we're here, they're going to pass on, and then that'll be that. We can outmaneuver and we can make a run for it in the morning.
Cool, Aslan. You and I, we're gonna make them think that we've left. I'm sure you have some skills that might help with us, and I might be able to help with that as well. So let's go do that.
Yep.
Okay.
So me and Aslan are gonna, like just make some fake tracks and like basically make it look like we were on a hurry. Frank will collect some stuff that we can afford to lose as like a trail of stuff going away that makes us look like we were in a hurry to leave.
Frank, do you have any points in deception?
Let me check. +1.
Deception.
Do you have anything? I just know you don't have survival. Nature maybe. What relevant skill do you have to
Nature
contribute to-
+3. Nature's
Plus
+3
3?
because it's an intelligence thing.
Yeah. Okay, so if you guys want to roll your things, I'm sure Aslan wants to roll survival. You could roll nature and try and make a path to seem like you guys got the hell out of there, you know?
Rolled an
What?
11.
I'm gonna use my inspiration to reroll that. I know that's silly to use inspiration for, but I'll do it anyway.
I rolled a 9.
So average out of a 10.
Yeah.
Good to
So
know.
I got a 19 on camouflaging our sleep areas.
Nice, okay.
Was Lula supposed to roll survival?
Well,
No.
I guess not. So, Siggy.
Camo. Okay, so we have 1 success, 1 failure. What are the other 2 doing to try and contribute?
Well, Lula is going to try to assist Soul. Yeah, assist Soul in trying to hide the bidding hole that she has in the camp. So I'm guessing the
See-
6 will help with that.
You rolled a 6.
Yeah, survival.
It doesn't help with that. John, how are you trying to assist?
John, I mean, while they're doing whatever it is they're doing, he's just gonna hide. He's gonna go back to his hiding spot and just like keep watch on the perimeter with his dark vision.
Could you give me a perception roll, please?
Oh, that was almost a natural 20. That's a 9.
Jesus, guys. Couldn't I have just given Aslan advantage instead of rolling?
So,
Kind of what I was hoping for, but
you complete your tracks. Aslan and Frank, you've made this pretend escape. What's your plan from there?
well, we get back trying to make it like trying to step in the other things again, and then
Yeah, we probably
get back
step on the
up.
same footprints we made.
Yeah,
Way back.
and then climb up to what did Nate? What did you say we were gonna get? Like, there's like a hiding spot you had. I don't remember what it was.
Yeah, I've got our beds like strung up like hammocks in the canopies
Yeah.
above us, and so I'm basically like just attaching like swamp moss and stuff to make it just look more naturally part of like the canopy.
We don't need
And I
to
meant-
step in our steps, Aslan. You're still flying. You can just carry us over somewhere else. Maybe we can lose their trail like that.
Can I make myself a ghillie suit? No.
You have enough time?
So
I
we'll
don't think
take
I'll
the
have
remaining.
enough time.
So we'll take the remaining. He's just got a satchel full of swamp moss. He's just gonna pour it on top of Frank.
Thank you.
Of
And Frank's just laying there. And you could notice that Frank definitely had his nose covered.
yeah, just lay there. Just lay there, Frank. Don't move.
I guess
We'll do.
as Hassan floated, I'm gonna say he floated his way back after making the footprints.
Mhm.
Are you carrying Frank, I'm assuming?
Yeah, and he asked John, "How long is this gonna last?"
I don't know, but I can hold it for a while longer.
So what do you wanna do?
Well,
Hey.
gentlemen, if
That's the plan, right?
we should just go to sleep, and I'll keep watch, I guess. Can't see in the dark. You can, but I can hear things
Where are we sleeping?
up here.
Frank's already sleeping with a
Oh.
moss for a blanket.
Okay. Aslan, can you fly me up there?
He picks up John and flies up.
That's actually kind of fun. He says as Aslan like puts him up against a tree.
Is there anyone else left on the ground?
Lula.
Yeah,
Unless Lula has already
Lula's gonna
climbed.
Picks
gonna
up
climb
Lula
up.
as well
Must I
then.
roll for stealth?
You're a little soft, Lula. You might have to speak up or something.
All right, must I roll for stealth?
If everybody's gotten into position, I would like to hear their position, and then yes, I would like you to roll for your stealth check, please. Frank, because Saul tipped moss onto you, I'll take that as an assist action. You can have advantage.
That means I have a regular roll.
It means you have a regular roll. Exactly.
Yeah.
Everyone who's up in like where I've set up their hammocks, can they just use my stealth roll, or will they get advantage from hiding up there?
I'm taking yours into consideration because I'm going to average it out for the group.
Sounds good.
And I'm sorry. So everyone except Frank rolls with advantage.
No,
So
Frank does.
No.
Frank does roll with advantage.
Frank doesn't roll with advantage. He gets a straight roll now. Everybody else gets their normal roll. And then I'm going to average it out with Saul's camo.
So
Yeah.
everyone is straight roll then.
Yeah.
Frank
Okay.
Frank just gets advantage because of the moss.
Okay,
Yep.
gotcha.
I'm
I
gonna
thought it was
roll.
cute.
I'll roll stealth again.
Hey.
Oh no!
Those are good rolls though, on average.
No, it's not.
Wait,
No,
wait,
Good
it's
wait,
thing
wait.
you had that moss.
Good thing I had that. Yeah, I mean, it's. I couldn't roll much lower than a fucking 3,
I got
even
another,
as a straight roll. So I have a total of 4. I'm gonna say that.
Yeah, but I thought
Frank
you would roll with advantage, right?
No, I normally roll with disadvantage because of my armor.
Wait, Lula, are you supposed to roll with disadvantage?
Yeah, my armor.
Oh, okay. Well, you're
Yeah.
supposed to be. Oh, yeah, you don't have moss on you. Never mind.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna say that Frank has fallen asleep immediately and is now loudly snoring, which is the reason why he has a total of 4.
Is it? Is Frank fucking snoring?
I'm gonna slap him in the face.
Why didn't he just get up in the hammocks?
Yeah, John slaps him.
Son of a bitch.
What the fuck, man?
Be quiet. You're
What?
snoring. Get up.
Like I have control over that, you fuck.
You're a grown man. You're not a toddler.
You don't even know the half of it. I'm fucking.
So can I get everybody's rolls? Frank at a 4.
Saul had an 18.
Aslan and
pretty
John
low.
had 21.
And then your camo was a 19.
Yeah.
Aslan had a 21.
No,
So did
had
John.
Oh yeah, we both did. Oh nice.
Oh,
Yeah,
John
they
and
both-
Aslan had 21. Not
Yeah, they both
bad.
had a 21. Frank has a 4. Saul has an 18. Lula has a 17. Or no, she rolled it twice. Wait, hold on. What
Yeah,
did you do,
11.
Lula?
11,
Disadvantage.
11.
Yeah, but you rolled.
11.
It's an 11. Yeah.
She rolled 3
11.
It
times.
was the
though.
11.
And
That's everyone.
oh yeah, that's everyone.
So 21, 21, 18, 17, 11. No, sorry. 21, 21, 4,
4,
18,
yeah.
and 11.
Quick maths.
That
Unless you
averaged
want
out
to
pretty
roll
good.
for
That averages out pretty. That averages out pretty good. I'm very with you guys.
Yeah.
They slap Frank in the face, stop him from snoring, and his low roll is brought up by the group's average. Because and as the night passes, a few minutes creep past, feeling like hours. And another one of these small parties circles once and then closer. And then they come in and pick up the body of their eviscerated friend. And then notice the other body. And then come in and pick up the other body of their eviscerated friend.
And then they go
into the
looking
dark.
for the parts of that one guy who got exploded to bits.
Oh yeah. And they look around. And as they look around, so on the thing they rolled a natural 1. On their tracking they rolled a 9. As they look around, they pick up the scent. They pick up the trail, and they follow this trail, the wild goose chase, off into the swamp where it eventually stops, and Aslan flew away. And seemingly the night passes without an issue, though there is continuous movement, and if any of you are light sleepers, there would have been some tension throughout the night as the little pitter-patter of their sticky footsteps sloshed through the swamp muck below you until the first light of dawn shines through the canopy, and you're all able to wake to a new day. And yes, you can have a long rest.
Shucks, thanks.
I must say that John ended up not sleeping that night.
That's fair. It
do I like roll a con save or something, or do I just automatically get exhaustion?
I'm gonna say you can roll a con save because I think that immediate exhaustion is kind of BS in my opinion.
Okay.
I mean, do you have to like have a sleep for long rest? Like, can't you just rest for that amount of time? Because like long rest doesn't necessarily have to be sleep, right?
Well, humans need sleep though, is the thing.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, but
this
like
is the
one
thing.
night.
Have you ever had? Yeah, dude. But like after an all-nighter, the next day you have disadvantage on all your real-life ability checks. Have you ever tried to make yourself a cup of coffee after an all-nighter? It is the most difficult task I've ever tried to do, man. Oh my god,
I don't drink coffee, but no.
So that's a 9. I'm assuming he has a level of exhaustion.
You take a level of exhaustion for that one. And though you do get some restless sleep, it's turning. And I'm going to say that, well, unlike the dreams that sometimes haunt you, in the darkness, as you slept, and as you rolled and tipped and turned in this bedroll hammock, you could feel something searching, almost like it was looking out for you. And then you wake, and there's the grung below you. Maybe it's the anxiety of the fact that these little creatures are searching for you, but there definitely seems to be something on your mind. And that might have contributed to why you didn't sleep so well the night before as well. But it could just be the searching of the grung. Maybe it's the anxiety of possibly being found by these little creatures and awoken to their ribbits and attack. Who knows?
Yeah. So the first person to wake up, they would see that John is awake, and he's like sitting up, and he's reading his little black booklet, and he looks really tired. He has dark circles under his eyes. But yeah, he's still there, awake and reading.
Who's up first?
Definitely not Frank. I can't hear you, Lula.
Can't hear you, buddy.
Sorry. Morning, everyone.
Oh. Hi, Lula. It's morning already? My goodness, you're right.
What? Did you not sleep, John?
I shut my eyes for a couple seconds. I'll be okay. I can rest once we're back in tent.
Somebody shut the light off. Oh.
No, Frank, it's time to go.
5 more minutes.
Come on. Let's get to it.
And then Frank will realize that he's still covered in moss, and he will feel some insects all over his body, and he just kind of shakes it away, like gets the moss all off of him, prestidigitationing it as well.
So, we got any coffee left?
No more coffee.
Damn. Could really use some Joe. But alright, maybe they have some back in the village.
I somewhat doubt that, but we can ask. Sooner we get back to civilization, the better.
Yeah, I agree.
I need a hot bath.
Well, let's go.
Yeah. Yeah. So I guess we climb down.
Yeah, he's gonna.
I would like to first see if there are any grung close by before we do that.
Please make your perception roll.
Perception. 21.
Swamp is alive. And unlike the other times, you somewhat got the vibe of this place now. And there's no chaos, but neither is there the complete silence that generally indicates that something is around. Instead, you hear the chirping of birds, and the creaking of insects, and the chirps of not cockroaches. Why do I want to keep saying cockroach? Locusts.
Man, what a night of sleeping under some moss could do for you about connecting to the jungle, huh?
You slept under some moss. It wasn't an ayahuasca journey, okay? But yes, the swamp around you seems to indeed be clear of any danger.
All right, Frank will get down with the rest of the party, not mention anything.
And as you guys set off for your day's travel towards the village, who's leading the party?
Hey, Aslan, probably.
Would you like to roll me a survival check, please?
It's
Can't wait till we
nat
get to
20.
level 7.
Hey, all right.
Nat 20?
Yeah.
Yeah, boy. You are able to pick up your path back to the village, guiding the party swiftly. But as you guide them swiftly, you also notice that there are a lot of tracks this way. And it seems you're following along some familiar footprints. Little three-toed, slimy, froggy footprints that seem to be leading in the direction of the village.
Round 2.
I guess we'll lead them cautiously, and his pupils are gonna dilate a little bit, like kind of like eagle eyes, keeping an eye up to a mile ahead.
Okay.
Aslan, you see something?
Not yet, but be careful.
Okay. Frank pulls out his gun and just walks with it.
Yeah, I guess John would like sneak from tree to tree as they approach the village.
You guys get closer to the edge of the lake, and as you get closer, there's further sign of commotion. And Aslan, you notice that the tracks get more erratic. They're not all going in one direction, not all towards the village. Instead, some seem to be running this way and that, panic, and then a body. One of these grung. No physical damage on them, but bleeding from the eyes and the mouth. Stuck in a position, almost yelling in horror or perhaps pain as it all ended. Just on the edge of the water.
Gonna
As you
start
look
running.
as you run and you break the clearing and get to the edge of the water, smoke is rising from the village.
The village is in trouble. Is he the only one that notices? Assuming we all also notice, right?
You guys notice Aslan break into a run ahead of you.
Oh, okay. Well,
John would run after.
Frank will continue running with him as well. Yeah, he's found something, guys. Go, lassie, go.
I think as soon as he sees this, he's gonna keep running towards the village, and he's gonna withdraw the axes from his back, and he's just running full speed with 2 axes in his hand.
You run to the water's edge.
Does he see
I was
anything
expecting
else?
more. I was expecting more than that.
In the center, the palisade still seems to be in place, though there is smoke rising from several places in the village. Besides that, that same eerie silence engulfs the entire opening. The entire lake is still.
What's the distance of the edge of the water until the village?
It's a good like 60, 70 feet swim. Still black water.
So wait, is there no way for us to reach it?
You can swim, you can look around, you can try and find one of the little rafts that they took. I don't know, man. It's D&D, you can do whatever you want.
Aslan
Okay,
puts
well,
away his axes and he just dives into the water and starts swimming.
Splush.
Frank will take a look and see if he gets attacked by something in the water or not.
What's the rest of the party doing? There's a big splush as Aslan just dives.
John, why don't
headfirst
you
into the
make me fly?
Frank would also like to look around to see if there's something that he can use to cross or any other way of getting to the village without having to swim.
Investigation check, please.
Yeah.
John
I just use my passive investigation of 16?
That's lower than that, I guess. Anyway, John, what are you saying?
John says, I can try. And he goes and he puts his hand on his shoulder and he recites the same incantation. And that soft green shimmer begins to encompass Saul's body, and he feels weightless. I'm holding it. Go.
Obliged. He's gonna zip off. A little unsteady. Like he's got the confidence, so it doesn't look too bad, but he's definitely out of his element.
Okay. Lula, are you doing anything?
Lula follows the leader, jumps right in.
Right in.
Yep.
Frank,
Yeah.
what was your roll? Lower than a 16?
I still have to, let me see.
I really
No,
need
I
to
rolled a
figure out
24. 24.
Yeah, nice. I still need to figure out how to use passive investigation. I have
I think it's
read
just
it.
passive.
I have looked it up and I have read it, but I can't remember.
I think if you
exactly.
do a dedicated roll, it has to be a dedicated roll. You can't fall back on the passive.
Yeah, which makes sense. You, first of all, notice one of these dugout canoes, these gondolas used by the leatherback people, is stuck on the land just halfway down the lake from where you guys are. And it appears as if it was abandoned in some hurry, with the pole used for pulling and guiding it broken in half next to it. You also notice that there seems to be a few more of these grung bodies strewed around, some on the land, some in the trees, but none near the water. And as you notice Aslan jump into the water, 2 more ripples. As the silence, as the still almost glass-like black liquid is broken, and the water ripples out, 2 more ripples from there and there, on the other side of the lake.
Can I stop Lula from jumping in?
Oh no, this is all happening simultaneously. Lula's made her decision.
Oh, okay, sure. So Frank will yell out, "Guys, there's something else in the water!" And Frank's gonna start trying to pick off some of the grung that are around us. That he can see.
Their bodies.
They're dead. Okay, they're dead. Okay.
Sorry, I thought I said that.
Yeah, you said there were bodies. I just wasn't sure because you also said they were in the trees. I was like, maybe they're alive, but no, okay, I get it. Then yeah, Frank's just gonna keep his gun aimed towards these ripples that he can see, and as soon as something pops up, he will try and shoot it.
You guys hear Frank's yell. Aslan, Lula, and the splashing. You're still able to hear his voice calling out over the splashing of your own swimming.
We can hear him or can't?
You
can.
I guess he'll stop swimming and try to look ahead towards the ripples.
If you don't have a swim speed, you just swim half your normal speed, right?
I think so, yeah, because there's I have a spell that literally makes me like aquatic adept, which makes my regular speed into a swim speed. So it'd be kind of weird if you could just do that anyway without having to need the need for that spell.
Kaya, am I understanding correctly? It's like water is the same as difficult terrain, right?
Yeah, it's half speed.
It's half speed, yeah. So you're able to get out there about 15 feet. Alula, I don't know if you would have gone that far. But as you look ahead, Frank is right. And in the now disturbed water, you notice that there are indeed two separate ripples at least that seem to be emanating from something else and making their way towards you. Though there's still some distance off.
Frank will also point, nudge John and point to where the ripples are, so that he can notice them as well.
Yeah, I see him.
Lula hightails it towards the shore. And yells at Aslan, we're at a disadvantage here. Get back to the shore.
I was swimming.
I guess John, can he try and beam whatever's in the water?
Yeah.
All right.
Noticing that, can Frank do
Yep.
that too?
Disadvantage because you can't see it, but yep.
Yep.
Shooting into the dark, inky water.
Does does a 16 hit?
Am I close
Yeah, it
enough?
does.
Okay.
Soul, with your no.
Okay.
Yes.
So he hits it for 5 force damage as he shoots a green beam streaking across the water, and water shooting out to the sides of where the beam strikes.
Frank hits it with a 22, but he hits a ray of frost, meaning that this creature now has reduced speed of 10 feet until the end of the start of my next turn.
Nice. Okay.
Let me do the damage too, real quick. That was more important, real quick. 7 frost damage too.
7 frost damage. Soul, from your vantage point, before your two friends fire, you notice with these ripples, strange, snake-like, slithery motion, the same as a fish swimming, and green reptilian scales, and then splashes in the water, and a disturbance, and you're flying over. Would you like to do anything?
Okay. Are they who are they going after right now?
I'm assuming they both shot at different ones, or did they both?
No, I mean,
the same one? It wasn't specified.
I personally shot at the one that's closest because I was going.
I'm talking about these reptilian creatures. Who are they headed for?
Towards Aslan.
Okay.
Sorry. Were we supposed to take a long rest, by the way?
Yeah.
Okay.
We'll target different ones. We each target one to try and slow him down.
Right.
Okay.
I was about to say, after he shoots his beam, he'll do swipe upwards with his hand and try and knock the creature or whatever it is back with his telekinesis. It's a DC 15 strength check save.
Do you not have to see the creature to do that?
Maybe.
Because it's definitely at least it's partially obscured at least right now.
Yeah. It's not a spell. Hold on.
Oh God.
Oh no, yeah, I have to be able to see it. Never mind.
Yeah. So like even when you shot, you should have shot in its general direction, sort of thing. You know.
Yeah, basically like attacking it square.
Yeah, exactly. So Saul, would you like to do anything?
Yeah. I got a good look at these things, and I know they're not turtle people hiding underneath the water or something. He's gonna shoot at them.
Okay, please roll your attack. Which one? The one that Frank shot or the one that John shot?
I'll go with the one Frank shot.
Okay.
It's the closest one. I don't know how far they are apart from each other, but
And I am going to use a bonus action to make this a key
Kinsey.
shot,
okay.
or a Kinsey shot, I should say.
So
right.
I was correct.
I assume a 25 hits.
Yes, sir.
What about 17 hits?
Certainly.
Would you be surprised if I told you?
That's my saying. You can't steal my saying.
You and every DM ever.
All right. So, I need to roll the second one of those.
Actually, my saying is, would you believe me?
All right, it's 19 points of damage.
Woof. Into the water. More disturbance. More disturbance. Lula hightails it out of there.
Yep.
And then the ripples stop. And from the one that Frank shot at, bubbles. Frank and Saul shot at, bubbles come out the water. Bloop, bloop, bloop. And then the water's seemingly still again, with only the ripples of the disturbance to show that anything was there at all.
Aslan will continue swimming towards the village.
Yep.
Hey,
Sorry,
Saul. How about carrying us across, man? The only way, and he'll point at the broken, like the boat with the rope thing, is like the only way that we could go has already been broken, man. Can you help us?
Yeah, if I thought about it, I would have had him do this to Aslan because I got noodles for arms, man.
Well, Aslan jumped in before we could ever even think about it.
Well, thank you.
So did Lula.
I'll do the best I can. I'll start with you as sort of a test to see how well this goes, but I think the buoyancy really only applies to me. So, I don't know. Let's try. He's going to try to lift Frank up and carry him across.
Okay.
Is there a weight limit on this spell? Because Frank probably exceeds it in his in his heavy armor.
I have a feeling that it's more.
Well, the spell doesn't give him a fly speed. I guess everything else is related to his like.
Yeah, it's just more of how much he can carry himself. Like it's more whether or not Saul can carry Frank or not instead of the spell.
Yeah.
I'm assuming.
I could probably make this really quick. His strength is 8, so.
Your strength is 8? Jesus.
I'm not gonna lie. I would probably rule it that you could carry Frank because Frank is smaller, even though he's like in his full armor and a gnome and whatever. It's about the fact that he's like easier to carry, you know?
Right.
Yeah.
So
and then as soon as you try and carry anybody else, your little noodle arms are tired. What were you saying, John?
It's 30 pounds per point of strength.
30 pounds per point of strength. So that's pretty ridiculous. 30 pounds and 15 kilos.
That's he can definitely carry you.
It's like 100 kilos.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's fine then. Jeez, man, peasants can carry a lot.
Yeah.
Well, that's not carry, but like lifts. You know, he can lift, drag.
Yeah, fair.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. All right. So you're
probably skimming the water a little bit, but we'll get.
That's okay.
We'll get you there.
That's okay. I'm fine with that. So Frank will be carried across. Did we make it before the others do? No, I'm kidding.
Aslan definitely gets there first.
Yeah. I'll try to grab other people. I don't know where John is.
John's at the edge of the water. As you fly over to him, he extends a hand.
All right.
Imagining John at the edge of the water, like a toddler, like
Yeah.
or like a cat, like a cat.
Yeah.
Pick me up.
Pick me up,
halfway
please.
over the water, drop him. Nah, I wanted to do that.
Going fishing with a worm.
He only extends one arm up for him to grab.
Grab him, try to get him across.
Yeah, as he's floating over Saul, his feet begin to touch the water, and then John goes like this and like tucks his knees, like trying to.
That's good thinking, John. You'll have more momentum when I let you go.
Yeah,
If there's anything,
can't he just partially like sling him as far as like he'll probably hit
if
the
there's
water?
anything nasty where we're headed, I'm gonna rocket you straight for him. All right, you maintain that position.
No, just send me down gently.
I like where your head's at. Don't ruin it.
No, please. You're gonna ruin my hair.
You already ruined your own hair, son.
No.
Right. So what do the people see on the other side of the thing? Like now that we're in the town,
we're still waiting for Lula to get across.
Oh, Lula is basically going to be traveling on the shoreline, following Aslan, and then when she has to cross, hopefully Saul's going to be floating nearby, so she can.
Yeah, I'll come back for her for sure. I thought she was already across.
I thought she was the one booking it first. I thought Aslan was the one in the water.
I booked it out the water.
Yeah.
Out backwards.
Oh, you went back. Okay, no, fair enough.
It's like, nope, I'm outie.
Okay, that's fair enough. I thought, yeah, no.
As you get to the other side, the smell of burnt wood, charred flesh meets your noses. And as you look through the holes and open the gate, collapses before you, just falls straight down, revealing the burnt out village before you. And as you look around, we're gonna go to break.
Right.
Of course we are.
We'll see you guys in 5 minutes.
Sounds good.
Wait.
And we're back to this very serious moment. When you guys... yeah, stop it. Ruining the tone, guys.
It's not my fault that what we
Darn it.
discussed before the break, ended is so unserious, and now I have to get serious again. All right. So set the tone, DM. Let's get back to the seriousness.
It's very serious. Sitting when you pee is very weird, Twitch. We've all confirmed this. Now, weird. You guys walk through this palisade wall, and in the charred remains of the houses, you see bodies. The same turtle folk that just 2 nights before you sat with and dined with and welcomed you into their home, now strewn around their own campsite, half burnt. And as you examine the wreckage, a scene of chaos seems to be before you. What would everyone like to do?
Is there are no alive people around? There's no like.
Yeah, I mean, what's the chaos?
It seems that people were struck down, seemingly by nothing, running, some trying to flee. Half-burned houses and bodies littered the campsite.
Oh,
Yeah.
And,
Frank
what,
Frank would like.
what
Frank-
looks like started the fires?
It
Soul's
seems
gonna
that...
fly straight up into the air.
Okay.
Frank would like
I'm
to
gonna
look
get a
around
good-
for.
I'm gonna get a good fucking look around.
Frank would like to look around for any either survivors or any of the attackers lingering around.
Soul perception, Frank, investigation. Anybody else? What are you guys doing?
I'm looking for. Can I tell you what I'm looking for?
What?
Looking for red.
You're looking for what?
Red amongst the trees.
Red amongst the trees.
Could I use my
Okay.
passive or
Investigation.
Or
No.
sad?
Is there
That's a 16.
anything alive in the village?
Sniff it out. Investigation check, please.
Dirty 20 for my investigation check.
Okay. Soul,
Yeah, 16.
16. You notice that there is indeed some red amongst the trees. You see it. You might even aim your rifle at it and take a bead on it to notice that the body is still and seemingly slammed in an unnatural position into the arm of one of these trees.
I'm gonna fly up to get a good look at it.
This body seems to have been thrown, or perhaps launched, into the limbs of this tree and is unnaturally sort of fallen down. And its
He can't get up.
strewn arms are, wrapped through the limbs and branches of the tree, almost broken around it.
Does his uniform look familiar to me?
Oh, no, it's a red grung.
Oh, fuck that.
Okay. What does Frank notice?
I want to look at the trajectory of where he came from and see what pushed him.
It seems to be that he was flung upwards, like. Aslan, did you roll your investigation as well?
Yeah, it was 6.
6. So as you two look around, you don't find anybody off the bat. You look under the place where you'd expect people to be cowering, until finally you make your way to the center of the village and you see someone standing there, one of the turtle folk. And then you see another one. There's a small group of them seemingly gathered around the center of the village.
John would run over to them,
Time.
saying, "Chief Leatherback!"
Frank is still looking around to see if there's any attackers left around.
Nothing that you can notice off the bat with your 16.
I have a 20.
What you do? Oh, sorry, dirty 20, right? looking for attackers and looking for survivors, you notice that there's lots of dead. All of them seem to be the turtle folk. None of them, the snapping turtle folk. None of the bodies inside are seemingly grung. Those don't seem to have been the attackers. And whatever attacked you didn't leave a body behind. But you do notice that these figures, these turtle folk in the center, seem to just be standing, all facing towards the middle of their encampment where the small water pool you sat around is, seemingly swaying.
Do they seem like entranced?
John and
Or
Aslan
under
run
the
up.
influence?
John and Aslan run up to them.
Frank would carefully approach and want to see if they are hostile or
Yeah, would John
under
would
some
John
kind of
notice-
influence.
would John notice that they're entranced?
As you run up to them, do you guys say or do anything else, or you just want to run over to them?
Frank has his hand on his gun
Well, it depends
because he
whether
does not seem to trust these.
it depends
people.
depends whether John realizes if they're entranced or not.
And
As he's-
Aslan,
Aslan will run over to them regardless.
John, you'll notice maybe about 15 feet before you get there. They're not reacting to you guys, and they seem to be definitely somewhat distracted at the least, looking into the center blankly. And as you get closer and approach them, look around, and Aslan sees their eyes are milky white.
Yeah.
And as you get close to them, maybe you even reach out to them, they seemingly don't react at all.
Are they like bloodied or anything? Like, do they look like they've been fighting?
You notice that each of them, indeed, is single point of blood on the top of their leathery skulls. And from there seems to leak viscous, pinkish, bloody fluid, half dried in the morning, half wet, still seeping, as a single bloody wound on each of the tops of their heads continues to seep.
Like tops of the head, like this, or more like this? Oh, like that. Okay.
Aslan will try to cover the hole with his hand.
You put your hand on the hole.
Yeah.
John says, "What the hell happens? What?"
John, can you undo this? These guys seem to not be themselves.
Can Saul be here now? Can he like fly in?
You can fly back, yeah.
Okay.
You notice them standing over this group of people. Lula, what have you been doing while this is all going down?
Lula is in a bit of shock, looking at the destroyed, just 1,000 yards there, looking around.
Sorry, John, I didn't mean to interrupt you.
That's all good. The one who Aslan is putting his hand on top of his head of,
Mhm.
John will grab him by the shoulders and try and shake him awake, saying, "Wake up! Are you okay? Wake up!"
You
Slap
shake
him.
and shake, and the body was with very little resistance at all, just shakes and wiggles, and you hear a small escape. Seemingly doesn't react to your presence at all.
They all.
Lula, help! They're injured.
While this is going on,
What?
they're facing the same direction, weren't they?
They all seem to be facing towards the center, indeed.
Right. Saul's gonna
Like the
investigate
pool, right?
that, see what they're.
Towards the pool, yeah.
He's gonna look into the pool, see what's in there.
Oh god.
As you look into the pool, how close do you get to it?
Close enough to look in.
I mean, you're flying. You could
You're
probably
flying?
see it from the top.
Yeah, do you land or do you just fly over it?
Yeah, my question exactly.
No, I think in my head, to be honest, he landed, saw they're acting weird, everyone's freaking out, seeing
Mm-hmm.
focused on something, so he's
Yeah,
gonna
you
walk.
got it now, Nate.
Now he's going to be cautious, but he's walking.
Okay. Well,
Saul, you might have to put your microphone a little bit closer because your thing is.
Sorry about that, guys.
It's all good.
It's just
No
the
worries.
shadow gets on my face, makes me feel weird. All right.
Yeah, I
That
get
should
that.
be good. Can you guys hear?
Yeah.
that's perfect.
All right.
So-
Sorry about that.
As you
No worries.
approach the water, which was once so still, it seems to be teeming with something. It's black, inky liquid. Instead is purple,
All right, he's going to jerk back away from it.
and it's moving.
Yeah, he's going to jerk away.
How big is this pond exactly?
10 feet by 10 feet.
You go do your thing because I know what I'm going to do. We probably have the same idea.
Oh yeah. Could Frank cast a shatter on it, please?
Please go ahead.
Carl is fully like floating. He's like 10 feet above the ground now. He's like,
Whoa!
He's
And then like
levitated
flew
up,
up a
like,
little
he's-
bit, yeah.
yeah, he's definitely like, he's clocked the threat. He's distancing himself.
Gotcha.
11.
11 damage.
Yeah.
The loud noise of the shatter you're all so familiar with goes off, rings through the silence of the clearing over the water. It was loud. But the teaming does seem to stop for at least a second.
Does
the
it have any
purple
effect on the people?
spray everywhere?
Sorry?
Does the purple liquid just spray everywhere?
It
Or
so the shadow like disturbs the water and the water shakes, and then what was once teeming and like alive seems to just still with the shallow ripples across it.
Do the people
makes
come
sense.
back too? Like, are they still entranced?
With the loud noise, there was seemingly no reaction, as if they couldn't even hear it.
Hmm.
Lula!
I'm gonna flying above it. I'm gonna take what's left of like my oil from my old lantern
Mm-hmm.
and just pour it into the pool.
Mm-hmm.
And then he's gonna light a match and drop it in.
Yeah, that's fair.
Okay.
The oil drips onto the top of the water.
Is it enough
separating
fire?
its layers as
Otherwise,
it does.
otherwise, Frank will firebolt it as well, just to ignite it
Yeah,
properly.
no, it's fine. We'll work together.
It sets it off.
Okay.
You can roll me a d6 of just start a turn of fire damage. I'm not going to tell you whether or not it does anything, but you can roll it.
No, it's fine, man.
That's cute trying to disguise it that way.
2 fire damage.
2 fire damage.
2 points
Alright,
of
little boy.
imaginary fire damage.
Yeah, boy. Yeah, boy. Okay. Would anybody else like to do anything else?
Aslan
Yeah.
would
As
like to
this
do a
loud
medicine check
shatter. Okay.
on
Are you
the.
proficient with medicine?
Yes.
Nice.
Wants to
Seriously?
determine the nature of the wound.
Okay.
Fucked up.
18.
18. It seems to be a puncture wound made with sharp. Could be a blade. Could be some sort of like, perhaps like a war pick sort of thing. But it seems some sort of sharp thing has cracked through the skull. The more you look inside, the brain cavity is filled with liquid. And you can clearly see inside their skulls, and there's purple juice in there.
So there's no brain?
So can I say
Liquefied.
that John's there like calling out for Lula and like still trying to shake the turtle folk awake. And as he's
Mhm.
doing that, it just like tips over and falls, and as it hits the ground, just like purple juice just spills out of its head until it's empty. And John just looks down horrified, speechless, taking a step back, just frozen in a
Did they not-
horrific restriction.
Do they not have any brains left over? Guys, they might not be themselves anymore. Are you sure we should keep them around?
Yeah, Saul's walking back. He's hearing all this.
They're
It's like,
fucking
no,
they're fucking dead, Frank.
we're putting them out of their misery now.
Yep, do it.
All right,
So,
Saul,
anyways, I started blasting.
Saul's executing them.
Aslan will step in between Saul and the turtle.
That's fine.
John
Okay.
quickly begins to walk away as they begin to shoot him in the head.
You guys can
hide his
see
ears,
Frank
like-
for the very first time actually loading a bullet into his gun.
Aslan, you need to
as
get
he
out of my way,
points it.
son.
As behind Saul, or like a little bit further away, you can see Frank is also aiming his gun towards these people now.
We really don't have time for this.
He shakes his head and withdraws his axe.
Aslan, these people have no brains anymore. They cannot be functional human beings.
There's nothing we can do. Look.
They're a liability. They can only turn against us.
I'm just trying to do them a kindness. If you're going to get in the way of that, then that's on your hands.
I'm assuming that Frank is aiming at these people, and Aslan is only in the way of Saul.
Yeah. Well,
I don't think he can do from both.
Aslan
that's up to
put
Frank
himself, which is a pretty large figure, at least between Saul and the guy that he was planning initially shooting.
Mhm.
I wouldn't say he could all of them, considering they're in a circle around the water. But what's
How many people are there?
Is it good? 12 of them at least.
12. Okay, yeah. Frank is definitely aiming at one of the people he's not covering.
Frank, if it means this much to him, we can just leave him. But
Aslan,
he needs to know.
We can save them.
No,
How?
we can't.
They have no brain left. It's just purple goo.
He shakes his head and he says, "You said I have no brain. They can live."
Why would you tell it? Frank, when did you tell him this?
I don't remember saying that to him. You can see genuine confusion on it.
That sounds like something you would say, which is
that would be a
fucked,
figure of.
yes.
You can see Frank just arguing, still having a gun pointed at these people, just arguing. That would be a figure of speech.
Frank is an ass. You shouldn't listen to him. Now, please get out of my way.
He'll.
You know what? He's on my side. I'm not gonna say anything with that comment. Aslan, trust me, these guys are not salvageable. If there was any chance, I promise you, I would try to save them as well. But they have they have liquid for brain. They don't respond to anything. They're basically zombies.
He'll withdraw his axes. He'll sheath them back, and You haven't even tried.
What do you suggest, Aslan? And you can see that Frank kind of lowers his gun a little bit, so he's not directly aiming at them, but he's still has it drawn and pointed towards them.
He lowers his head and I don't know, but enough beastmen have already died, and they are good beastmen. I will not stand
John,
for
you want to
this.
get in on this?
John, any idea?
John, you guys turn to look for John, and he's not there. He's hiding somewhere quiet.
I'm just imagining the cartoon thing where it's just like a shape of John, but John himself is actually gone.
It's just an outline.
He's just a cardboard cutout, and then the wind blows and he just falls over.
Lula, any ideas?
John just smoked out of that whole responsibility.
Lula is
Lula,
not
any
on the
ideas?
same wavelength as you guys. She is currently trying to, she's in shock, seeing him holding someone's skull with purple juice leaking out, and she's trying to see with her knowledge if she can fix it somehow.
Medicine check, I guess.
You just gotta put it back in. Just put in the purple goop back in. He'll be okay.
Scoop it up and just like in you go.
So Lula rolls a full medicine check, trying to see maybe it's something I missed. Maybe my panic is making me not understand this. She rolls a 5.
Still too fucking bothered by it. She can't figure it out.
Aslan, here's the reality of our situation. We cannot stick around. We're going to end up just like them.
We must.
We can leave them like this,
them.
and they'll just suffer as they are, or you can let me do them this last kindness. But make no illusions as to what's happening here.
He'll look at Frank and he'll say, What about your magic? You can magic them to health.
Son, if my magic was powerful enough to fix this, I would have, but I can't fix a liquid brain. And it doesn't seem to be the liquid that's made out of the brain either. It's weird. I don't know what it is. I'm honestly surprised they're even still standing. If anything, they will turn into monsters before we can fix them. Like Saul says, we would be doing them a kindness. To at least not have them turn into actual zombies.
He'll glance between Frank and Saul, and he'll look one more time at Chief Leatherback. And I think he's just gonna walk away.
All right. Saul's gonna dispatch each of them.
Frank is gonna help,
It's very surgical.
You can see a very big sigh coming from Frank before he raises his gun back up and starts executing them. And you can see that he after he's done with it, you can see Frank just looking at him a little bit and just better than the alternative, I guess, as he puts his gun away.
I think as soon as the first shot is blasted, I think you'll notice that halfway, like a few steps away, Aslan just drops to his knees. His head is hanging low, and he's just completely dejected.
After it's all done, Frank will say the thing he said and then walk over to Aslan and just put one hand on his shoulder as he's still standing, because that's the height difference. You can just see Frank just pats him on the back a little and says, "I'm sorry, man."
Saul is going to collect 3 vials worth of these this purple brain liquid, whatever it is. So hopefully he and Frank can get a closer look at it, figure out what's going on.
Okay.
Well, who wants some crawdaddies?
Who said that?
The guy, yeah, we don't know because John isn't anywhere near us. The trees are talking to us, guys.
All right. With that done, I think the fly spell's probably gone away by now, because that's like
it's 10 minutes.
Yeah, we're gonna go, or at least Saul is gonna go. He's leaving.
Frank,
how do you leave?
Good question. Because it's like a little island surrounded by water, right? Like
I'm sure there's like a boat or something we can get on.
No, the boat's on the other side and the rope is broken.
Was there only one?
To your guys' horror and dismay, you can find that there are indeed some of these small dugout pontoon boats left behind. Even those who might have been able to escape seemingly were unable to.
Okay, well, I guess we'll grab one of those.
Yeah. So as you guys start making your way to leave, John comes out of a half burnt down hut, and he's like going like this.
John, what were you doing in there?
I had to use the restroom.
Well, you might say something next time.
Well, also I didn't want to see them go.
Right. You know, you're sort of the leader of the group. You know that, right?
Yeah, the leader no one listens to.
That's not true. They listen to you way more than they listen to sense.
Oh, that's a burn. Okay.
Well then, Maybe no one should be listening to me then. Guess that's a mistake too. But anyways, let's get out of here. There's nothing left.
That we can agree. Please don't run off without saying anything. He starts loading up the boat.
Never left. I was just around the corner.
We yelled your name.
It's fine, John. Don't worry about it.
Sorry, Dad.
But wait, before we leave, and it seems kind of nasty, but maybe we can try and look for anything we can take with us.
Lula, I appreciate where your head's at, but I don't want to risk being here and having whatever did this come back.
All right. Yeah, got a point there.
And I don't know if you know much about fire, but it doesn't leave much valuables left.
Not valuables, but supplies or something.
We've got enough to get by.
Yeah,
All right.
I think it'll be more important for us to get the hell out of here now. I don't know about you guys, but I want to go back home.
Let's go.
You can see Frank is visibly distraught from what he had to do earlier. And as soon as he gets in the boat, he just finishes off the rest of his flask. Which is impressive that there's even any left, honestly. Yeah, he just...
Last drops.
Aslan, you want
Yeah.
to take the helm on this? Do you know how to run one of these?
His shoulders and his head are hanging low, and he doesn't even reply. He just has a blank stare in his eye.
So what kind of boat is this? Does it have like paddles? Or...
Gondola, right?
Yeah, it's basically like a little dugout canoe, and they have these long poles that can push them along like gondolas.
Oh, okay. So Frank will just hand the big man the thing and the pole and says, let's just get out of here, Aslan.
He doesn't take it. He just sits down.
Sits down, the whole boat like tilts to the one side.
Lula, could you take over, please?
I'll try.
Come on, big girl, you got this. As Frank holds you the thing, gives you the thing that he clearly struggles to even lift himself.
Let's go.
Frank will like kind of help Lula with instructions on how to navigate this because it's like you have to do certain things like this and stuff.
Aslan, all we need is a heading. And we all know how bad that went last time I picked the heading.
He'll look up and he'll give a very long sigh and he'll walk to the head of the boat. And he'll lead them. I guess he'll lead as Lula steers it, I would say.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Whereas Lula
just
rows it.
Yeah, you just kind of point.
Yeah, he just goes like...
Yeah.
You can make your way up the waterways and little rivers of this swamp, generally going up the river, heading towards the mountains where you came from. And Aslan is able to guide and direct you in the right direction, and Lula is able to push. And with some struggle and a little bit of negotiation as you deal with roots and scum floating on top of the water and thick marsh grasses that you have to like push through and sometimes smack out of the way.
Frank will shoot things if it's necessary.
You're able to make your way through the water and travel until the afternoon sun starts to set and turn to evening. The weight of your day is heavy upon all of you. And as each of you sits and has a moment to reflect, it's almost as if the mist around you grows heavier and deeper with the late afternoon sun. Would anybody like to do anything? What would you like to do as evening falls upon you and you paddle this little gondola up the little estuaries that make up these swamp river systems?
Can we see far enough ahead through the mist to actually
It's
converse, or is it too thick?
it's not that the mist is slowing you down. It's more that it's just difficult to get through, and by this point, the mist is now orange and pink with the setting sun. So I just want to know what you guys want to do. If you want to just keep traveling into the night, or if you want to find a spot to settle down or something along those lines.
Frank seems to be carving something.
I mean, as long as we're going to stay in the waterways, I think we're good to keep going. I want to put as much distance between us and the swamp as we can.
Then Aslan will continue directing them.
You guys push through, and darkness descends further and further as you get immersed in the navy blue of early evening. Sorry, Lula, did I interrupt you? Your mic's not picking it up. That's why I interrupted you.
Yeah. Well, I don't know if it's going to be appropriate right now. Luna's going to be, trying to remember a song she heard when she was younger from Oda. A rowing song, and she's going to be singing it the whole time, keeping herself occupied, focused on the rowing.
Okay. The song's something like, my mother told me someday. No? Was I on the right track there? Anyway.
No, not yet. Luna's got to earn.
You guys travel.
So John, he'll spend a long time in silence, and he just seems to be almost like sulking, I guess, or grieving. He has a very a serious face on the whole time, and after a while, as they're rowing through the night, he would break the silence, and he would say, I don't get it. Nothing that we're doing seems to be working. Keep trying to make things better, but death follows in our wake. What are we supposed to do? I feel like we're outnumbered or something. This trouble is greater than us. This danger. We can't do it on our own. We need help. Help from someone. Help from everyone. I don't know. We destroyed the pyramid, and yet there were still monsters after us. We saved the professor, but we didn't discover anything all that new. That the monument's old.
Did you not
get finish the monster, and there's still more monsters. Even after we thought we killed them all, something still showed up afterwards and laid ruin to the village, to those good people. What should we do?
Continue.
If you were to ask me, I'd say we should talk to Dr. Feck Fumble, see if there's more of these pyramids. Maybe have more answers, get a better scope of what we're dealing with.
But that's the thing. I've been thinking, we destroyed the pyramid, right?
We destroyed a pyramid.
Well, but still, it seems, I don't know if it had any effect.
I reckon they didn't like it much.
Perhaps. I don't know. I'm just wondering whether, if these things, maybe it was some kind of protection or a barrier. The monuments. Are we making it worse by destroying them? Right? Are things now better or worse than before we destroy the pyramid?
It's worth considering, I suppose, but if you ask me, I'm skeptical. I think it had a lot more. If you want someone to blame, it would probably be the guy who threw dynamite in the ship.
Not your fault, Saul. You did what had to be done.
No, I wanted to kill it. I could have just let it go. It'd probably be floating out in the sky somewhere, not bothering anybody.
I'm not so sure about that. Remember that thing was generating those flaming orbs, going around, turning people into monsters. I think in the long run, even with this tragedy, we did save lives.
You
Well,
know,
then, John, I think you should probably stop being so hard on yourself.
you know who did have some more information?
Who's that, Frank?
That woman that warned us in the middle of the night.
Oh,
That
no, I'm
said not
shooting
to
her
fuck
next
with
time I
this.
see her. I don't care.
Nick, you might want to get away from your camera.
Well, I've seen her face. I could contact her.
I mean, I think the biggest problem we're dealing with right now is we don't know if what we're doing is the right thing because we lack the amount of information to make a good judgment call on that. Maybe not willingly, she might be able to give us some information.
Well, we tried extracting something from her last time. All she told us that was that she was part of the Eye. We might have to give something in return. She wanted to know who was employing us, but
Wow.
I don't know if we should tell her. I
I'm
think it's too
just,
risky.
I think
Nobody
that
really is employing us. Not
I
really.
think once we get back and collect our money, we'll be free agents because we've done our job. And maybe after we've done that, we can go talk to her again. And if she asks that question again, we can tell her the honest truth that nobody's employing us.
Yeah, let me clarify something. Is this as Lula explained it to me, this is the same lady that intervened when we were trying to protect the little deputy fella?
She was one of those that attacked us. Yeah,
They were part of the Eye as well, yes.
she was with the assassin, the invisible one.
Right.
As you guys are having this conversation, it is getting darker and the mist is enclosing deeper and deeper around you. Thick fog settling. Continue.
As you guys, as this conversation is also going on, Frank is seeming to be carving something, and the longer he's busy with it, the more you could notice. Especially Saul will notice that it seems to resemble the person that he executed first from the pile of people that he executed earlier.
Is he smiling or something, or is he there looking like a zombie?
He doesn't get into details about things, but like it's just more of a shape, and it seems to be kind of like a memorial type thing. Frank
Gotcha.
seems to be very upset.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry, Saul, you were saying something. Please continue.
Well, I'm just wondering why we would trust her to begin with. They did try to kill us.
Who hasn't at this point?
There's plenty of people that have not tried to kill us. I don't know what argument that is.
I guess so. I don't know,
But
man.
I will admit, we got slim pickings.
What we need is more friends in high places.
If you say so.
Some who haven't stabbed us. But
I'm not saying to trust her or make her ally. I'm just saying she did seem to have some information.
well,
Speaking of information, there's another thing that's been bothering me.
What's that, Saul?
Well, John, you got weird powers. How'd that happen? You seem to have some inkling of what's going on.
I was hanging out at my mom's place on the rooftop, and I don't know, I was just enjoying myself there. And all of a sudden, the world around me started to change. I heard some kind of wail in the sky, and fire just erupted all around me. And the world began to burn, and I even felt pain. It was all so vivid. And in the moment of greatest despair, that's when I saw it, a green glow showing in the sky, pushing back the darkness. I could feel it beckoning to me, protecting me. And then that's when everything started receding. The flames, the fear, and there was nothing left but that green glow. And it restored the world. And so that's how I know that the end is coming. And I've had this premonition ever since. And something is pushing me into action. Up until not too long ago, I didn't have a care in the world. I just wanted to have a good time and enjoy my friends and my ladies.
Oh, brother.
But now I know something big's coming, and I have to do something about it. And ever since that moment, that's when I started perceiving things, noticing things I hadn't noticed before. And that's when I found my purpose.
So this thing that protected you, or you say protected you, has it ever spoken to you?
No, not in words, but I can sense the intentions.
Right. Have you ever tried to strengthen your connection to it?
Yeah, every now and then when I feel like I need it, when I feel like I'm alone, when I feel like I need
Has
strength.
it ever? But it's never worked.
Yeah, it does. Well, most of the time. Sometimes there's nothing. Sometimes it's quiet.
But you haven't So I'm asking if you've communicated with it. Are you able to ask it questions? Get
Okay.
guidance.
I have a connection, but like I said, it doesn't. I've never sensed any words, just, more intentions, emotions, um, almost like a direction, which way to head sometimes.
All
It's
right.
not really a conversation per se. What?
Well, I'm not totally stranger to that. This new trick of yours, where you can apparently talk to people, have you tried using that to talk to it more directly?
Oh, I don't think I even need to for it to hear me. Pretty sure the savior can sense me at all times, I imagine.
What about the rest of us? Can it sense us?
Probably. I mean, if you're close to me, I imagine.
Hmm.
Seeing through my eyes.
You ever ask it what it wants?
I know what it wants.
What does it want?
It wants to help us, to save us from the end, from this peril.
You might ask it what it wants.
What? Something can't be good in of its own? Does Lula need a reason to help someone?
Is everybody has their reasons, but this thing sounds like a god to me. God usually wants something back, offering
It's not a
something
god.
like that.
He says, well, if it's not a god, he looks towards the sky, um, the stars twinkling very faintly, like through the mist, through the fog. He says, it's not a god, it's godlike. He says, looking to the sky.
That's fair enough, but that's still the nature of these things. Is normally it doesn't have to be an offering. It could be an act. It could be a ritual. You might ask it if there's something it would like you to do that would strengthen your connection to it. Maybe we'll get better answers, more distinct visions. That's just assuming you're not crazy, mind you, which I have not ruled out.
John chuckles for a second and shakes his head, and he says, "All right, I'll try, but not right now. Not here."
No, this is not a. I don't know, the aesthetic. It might be a good time aesthetic wise, but I want to do it on. You hear
Man,
that?
the wind's really picking up, huh?
Perfect time for Eldritch Ritual.
Hey,
No.
Aslan, how far away are we? I'm
can't
getting
do
on
that while you guys
kind
are
of
watching.
tired.
Oh, I'm sorry, Lula. Sorry about that. What was that?
I'm kind of tired. I've been rowing for quite a while. We close.
Yep.
Aslan, Nick, can you tell Aslan if we're close?
What time of
You
the
guys
day
are in the
is it?
swamp still. It's nearing midnight. You guys have been paddling into the darkness.
Frank's gonna go to sleep. Frank has been listening to this conversation between John and Saul and has been giving his take on it sometimes, but now he seems to have been asleep.
John, I am sorry for what I said earlier
What?
about how they listen to you more than they listen to sense. I could tell it hurt your feelings.
Well, made me doubt myself, that's for sure.
Well, you shouldn't take that too seriously. I'm a
Yeah.
hard man and I've been trained only to hurt.
Right. Yeah, also, it was a difficult moment. I was also fresh. I was horrified. I wasn't in my right mind either. I'm sorry I walked away and left you guys to do it alone. It's just I can't look away when I do it. You understand, right?
Better than you know.
All right. Well, thanks, Saul. Everything's fine. We're good.
Aslan is he's gonna gesture for Lula to move.
Mm-hmm.
If she does so, then he's gonna take the paddles from her, start rowing.
Mm-hmm. You guys are rowing in complete darkness still. They've only been
Aslan can
going
see in
on.
the dark, can't he?
Aslan can see in the dark, and through his dim light, he's been the dark vision. He's been guiding them, but it's only dim light. It's only up to like 30 feet. So
Okay.
still, you guys have still been pushing through some crap.
Aslan, are
But
you having
with
trouble
us-
seeing?
If he'll look at the Saul, and if you can see anything at all, then you'll notice that his pupils are really dilated. He shakes his head. It's okay.
The biggest inhibitor to sight right now is the fog, not the darkness.
Okay.
It's thick around you and it's white. And as you guys look up from your conversation, it's physically moving around you, almost swirling around the boat.
Wow, that's pretty neat.
That's unsettling. I don't
Is
like
this
it.
normal?
I don't like that, Frank says, seeming to not be fully asleep.
I don't know.
Frank, I thought you were asleep. You got any tricks to just blow this away? You got all those little gadgets of yours?
Nothing of this scale.
Should we just find land?
Might be best.
Aslan, how far do you think we are from getting out of this?
Close to shore.
Can he do I guess he'll do a survival check.
Yeah, go ahead.
Frank is going to
17.
You know that while you are now in the upper estuaries and they are thinner and less boggy, you haven't started traveling uphill, and you're still in the basin of the swamp at this point. You're not sure in the darkness, but at least a couple miles. You know that when you traveled on foot, this definitely wasn't the path that you took.
He'll reply, "We will not leave swamp tonight."
Well, then I guess we may as well just find land.
Well, sorry, Saul, we couldn't hear that.
So we may as well just find land then. Right?
I would feel safer on land than on water.
Like I said, just pull us ashore.
All
You
right.
see a
Where-
hand in the mist, seeming to just move across like this.
Did you just see that?
Did anyone else see that? What the hell?
No, I saw that. Fuck, get us out of here, man.
Aslan, get us the fuck off of this water.
John calls out saying, "Grandpa Leatherback, is that you?"
Talking about.
Another hand
Okay,
The ghost.
seems to
Frank
rise up
Ghost.
moves
I don't like it.
next to
and
next to
holds
Saul.
itself for a second.
Aslan will
Frank will
stop
like
the
move
boat.
to Saul and just be like, I think John has really lost it. What is Letterback, really?
I don't know.
No, I saw an apparition, some kind of specter, when I sneaked off in the night. The chieftain was speaking to it. Maybe they can tell us what happened.
Can we get the fuck on land first?
Yeah, John, we're just gonna head for land. You talk to it, I guess, if you want to, and we'll
That's
just see
fine.
how that goes.
Aslan, get us on land, please. Lula, maybe help him.
A
I'm
misty
dead,
hand.
sure.
A hand seems to reach out from this fog and disappear onto the water, seeming to dissipate out over it. Sort of like when you blow a vape pen onto like a cold surface and
Yep.
it like dissipates.
Yep.
Yeah, exactly like that video. Everyone's seen that video? Exactly like that. It sort of like creeps off of the water.
Adam!
Aslan will he'll stop the boat, and as soon as he steps out, he's gonna look for like some kind of stick to anchor, something to.
Spirit, do you know what happened at the village? The village of the Tutor folk,
Frank will give Aslan some rope to tie it.
of Chief Leatherback.
Oh, yeah. For us. And you see another hand reach out of the mist. And then a second. As they both raise up towards you. And then one drops. And then a face in the mist. Familiar, but obscured by the smokiness. Touches its forehead. And reaches down. And with that, I'd like to end the session.
All right.
Wait, touches John's forehead?
No, a face comes out of the mist as well, and
Oh, it touches his own
the astral
He's
hand
still
seems to
breathing,
touch
right?
its forehead and then reach downwards and into the water.
Oh, okay.
And with that, I'd like to end the session. Thank you,
Oh, yeah.
everybody, for joining us this week. We'll be live here again next Thursday. I don't know how we managed to somehow skip all of the holidays, but it was rather successful. So go us.
I mean, yeah, thank the calendar for that one.
I know, beautiful, right? So thank you, everyone, for joining us. We'll be live again next week, Thursday, same place, same time.
Hope you
And I
enjoyed
know
your Christmas and a happy New Year.
And a happy New Year. And I know Saul is a gung fu monk, but Jesus, he was firing shots, hey? Wow.
Yeah, right.
All right, everyone. See you next week.
Feel this thing right there.
See you guys.
Thank you, guys.
Yeah.
Bye.